Hello, middle schoolers. So, here we are. This certainly is not how we planned to kick off this third trimester, yet we find ourselves in this new reality of distance learning here at Canterbury. It is truly remarkable to see a social studies, history, and civics teacher and student these days experience so much of what we have learned and will continue to play out in our community, country, and the ever-shrinking global village in which we live. In these highly unusual times, I want to take a few moments to welcome you to our new method of discourse and digital platform of Google Classroom. As you have already begun to immerse yourself in this new system, you already know several of these items, but I thought it would be helpful to have both a refresher and point out a few new items. We have essentially moved our learning platform to Google Classroom. All the teaching, learning, assignments, submission of work, and interactions will be through your assigned Google Classroom. Please note that we are organized by the grade and not by section. This might come in handy in several applications which I'll discuss in a bit. Also, while we are not actively using it for assigned work, our Canterbury Claw is still live and you have access to it at all times. This can be very handy, particularly as the topics page contains numerous resources which you could always use. I will try to keep much of our learning format very similar to what we do when we are at Canterbury. Lessons will begin by connecting our previous topic or event, we'll watch an introductory video or have a brief activity, and then immerse ourselves in that day's lesson. As we do in class, we'll have a variety of ways to communicate the content, as well as switch it up frequently with ways to show off your understanding and engagement with the material. 7th graders, you are of course continuing to complete our World War II project as we originally planned, and you are well underway to complete these by Friday, April 3rd. Following this, we will begin studying world events leading to further conflict and tension in what is known as the Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union. 8th graders, we just began learning about the history of political parties and will continue this discussion with investigating the federal elections process in the United States. As we progress towards the end of the trimester, we'll be challenged with the student-driven Be the Change project. To make sure you are not overloaded and feeling overwhelmed, I will post a couple of assignments each Monday morning and a couple more later on Wednesday. While you won't have assignments in our class due the same day they are posted, please be sure to check your Google Classroom frequently. To that end, I highly recommend to download Gmail, Google Classrooms, Google Calendar, and Google Hangouts to your device, and have the notifications you want delivered to you so you can be connected and alerted to stay on top of your game. Speaking of the Hangouts, I will host a weekly live Hangout session every Monday morning. 7th grade will meet at 10 o'clock, and 8th graders at 10:30. This will be a great opportunity to see one another in real time and have an opportunity to ask questions, get help as needed, and ask for teacher input as to any work you're doing. Also, as many of you know, while I'm not great at all things, I do reply most immediately to your email with in-depth responses and help. Please always feel free to email me regarding any item, no matter how trivial it might seem, and I'll be more than glad to assist you with anything you need. Next week we'll begin our student choice of current events. I'll have a fully detailed explanation and tutorial of how we will do this here on Google Classroom when these will be assigned. These are certainly strange times for us all, and as I tell you when I have to be away from school, I would much rather be with you in our classroom any day of the week rather than being home. This has never been truer than these days. And, lastly, in our words of our friends the Rembrandts, and other such friends, I miss you greatly and I'll see you virtually very soon.